Sandiganbayan will craft its own rules and procedures that will help expedite the filing of cases against personalities involved in anomalous flood control projects. In a press briefing on Monday, October 20, Ombudsman Boying Rumulya says he had already requested such from Sandiganbayan Presiding Justice Geraldine Ekong.
I was told that the Sandiganbayan is now trying to craft its own rules of procedure, probably for the continuous trial of cases. I requested that already from the Presiding Justice 10 days ago. Actually, the first day that I went into office to be briefed, she was one of those who briefed me. Justice Geraldine Ekong briefed me about the Sandiganbayan and the problems that are there as cases of jurisdiction may be problematic also, and the caseload of Sandiganbayan, etc. So we will ask for them to advise us properly also.
He likewise reveals that the Office of the Ombudsman will start next week its preliminary investigation on 6 flood control-related cases in Bulacan and Oriental Mindoro. Remulla discloses that they will start filing cases against the personalities before the anti-graft court by next month.
Paumpisahan ko na rin this week yung PI ng preliminary investigation ng cases, first cases na final dito. Yung case ng Mindoro Oriental at yung case ng Bulacan Ghost Projects, paumpisahan ko na this week ang PI. Kasi yan, kung fact-finding lang, meron nang naging pagtingin ang DOJ. Pero just the same, sa PI, pwede pa naman i-adjust lahat yan. Just another day of evaluation before we pass it on to PI, before we form the panels that will conduct the preliminary investigation. So this week, gugulong na yan. At least 6 flood control cases will start moving this week. Hopefully.
In September, the ICI submitted its first ever interim report to the Ombudsman. The ICI flagged possible anomalies in a 289.5 million peso flood control project in Nauhan, Oriental Mindoro. In its report, the ICI urged the anti-graft body to determine appropriate charges against 18 public officials, including former Acol Bicol Party List Representative Zaldico. The project was implemented by the Department of Public Works and Highways Region 4B through contractor SunWest Incorporated. It involves the construction of a road dike along the Mag-asawang Tubig River. Meanwhile, Prosecutor General Richard Anthony Fadulion earlier said that the 5 cases in Bulacan involve contractors and DPWH officials from the district office. The palace says President Bongbong Marcos is open to all suggestions that could further improve the investigation being conducted by the Independent Commission for Infrastructure. At a briefing on Monday, October 20, Palace Press Officer Claire Castro was asked to comment on House Senior Deputy Minority Leader Edgar Ariza's call for the President to convene a special session of Congress to pass a bill granting the ICI additional powers.
Kung may igaganda pa, hindi naman po ito sasarahan ng pinto ng Pangulo. Pero sa ngayon po, sa nakikita po natin, maganda po ang tinatakbo ng pag-iimbestiga ng ICI.
Castro also agrees that it's better if the ICI had more power, even though Marcos is already satisfied with its work. According to Castro, the ICI is currently functioning well.
Mas maganda po talaga na magkaroon ng mas ngipin, pangil ang ICI. Pero sa ngayon po, nakikita naman po natin na maganda ang itinatakbo ng ICI. Pag nagpatawag po sila, kahit mga senador, kahit mga miyembro ng Kongreso, sila naman po ay tumutugon at nagbibigay ng kanilang pahayag. So sa ngayon po, maganda po ang tinatakbo ng ICI at iginagalang po ng mga witnesses or yung mga pinapatawag, mga di umanong concerned parties, ginagalang nilang ICI at tumutugon sila sa patawag.
Bagong Alyansang Makabayan Chairperson Teddy Casino previously called the ICI toothless for having no power to get individuals to testify about the alleged flood control anomalies. Casino said this after contractor couple Sarah and Curly Discayas said they will no longer cooperate with the ICI's investigation, invoking their right against self-incrimination. Marcos issued Executive Order No. 94 creating the ICI on September 11, following reports and investigation into alleged irregularities in the country's flood control projects. The scandal involving corruption in infrastructure projects sparked massive demonstrations across the country, with protesters demanding for accountability for the personalities involved in the alleged irregularities. Senator Risa Hontiveros releases a copy of her Statement of Assets, Liabilities, and Net Worth or SALN for the year 2024. She earlier called for greater public access to SALNs of government officials to help improve transparency and accountability in public service. Based on her SALN as of December 31, 2024, Hontiveros declared total assets of 19.88 million pesos, liabilities of around 897,000 pesos, and a net worth of almost 19 million pesos. Her declared assets include 3 residential properties and personal items such as cash deposits, 2 vehicles, furniture, jewelry, and equity and installment purchases. Hontiveros listed a car loan of around 897,000 pesos under her liabilities. She also disclosed being a stockholder in Dive Resort Planet Dive Incorporated, a member of Nova Ecija-based New Rural Bank of San Leonardo Incorporated, and a director of Lalina Corporation. Meanwhile, Makabayan bloc lawmakers from the House of Representatives have likewise released their SALNs. Based on his SALN filed July 1, 2025, ACT Teachers Representative Antonio Tino has a net worth of 10.9 million pesos. Gabriela Representative Sara Elago has a net worth of 1 million pesos, while Kabataan Representative Rene Co has a net worth of 280,000 pesos. The Makabayan lawmakers urge President Bongbong Marcos, Vice President Sara Duterte, and other government officials to do the same. Marcos previously said he and his cabinet members will comply if the Office of the Ombudsman requests access to their SALNs. Former Ombudsman Samuel Martires imposed rules on SALNs, which required notarized consent from officials, a court order for the release of a SALN in connection with a pending case, or if statements were needed by the Ombudsman's field investigators for a fact-finding probe. Ombudsman Boying Remulla recently lifted these restrictions on SALNs. Public concern over corruption now ranks second among the top concerns of Filipinos based on a survey conducted by Octa Research. Survey results released on Monday, October 20, show that concern over corruption rose from 13% in July to 31% in September. According to Octa, this is the highest level of concern recorded for corruption and the first time it has entered the top 5 national issues in its surveys. Octa says the sharp rise in corruption concerns indicates a growing public demand for integrity and accountability in government. The firm also says Filipinos are increasingly turning their attention from just economic concerns to issues of governance. On the other hand, controlling the rising prices of basic goods and services remains a top national concern for Filipinos, being cited by 48% of survey respondents. At third is access to affordable foods such as rice, vegetables, and meat, followed by improving wages or salaries of workers and reducing poverty. The survey was conducted from September 25 to 30, 2025 through face-to-face interviews with 1,200 adult respondents.